to me. Call the person that was coming to get you. Tell them they don't need to come. All right? Yes. Okay? So go ahead and call them. I'm going to take you to jail, and I'm going to impound the car.
Before that, can you please oversee?
No.
I can't call them if you don't open the door.
Why can't you?
Because I will not put my...
Use your phone. It's in your lap right there.
I just don't want to put my hands down. I'm really sorry.
You're just really wrong.
No. I've just seen way too many videos of problems.
But you're not black. Remember, we only kill black people. Yeah, we only kill black people, right? All the videos you've seen, have you seen any white people get killed? You have.
Some may have regarded this officer's comments as sarcastic and merely only a joke, but the topic matter on which he is quote-unquote joking is nothing to laugh about. The fact that officers only killing black people, on video mind you, is something that can even be joked about is why Colin Kaepernick initially chose to protest during the national anthem. Please take note of the emphasis on during, as this will be something we will be discussing as the main focus of this video. We will be reviewing the timeline of Colin Kaepernick's initial protest, the media coverage it received both during and after Colin's participation when no longer on an NFL roster, as well as the stakeholders in this situation. Some of the stakeholders include Colin as well as the other NFL players who have chosen to protest and those who haven't and the reflection that was caused by that, those who have been offended by these protests, as well as the misrepresented and unheard voices of those who Colin is trying to protest on the behalf of. Whether it be racism, police brutality, or flat discrimination.
This guy's still walking and following commands.
Not for taser, I think. That looks like a bad dude, too, to be honest with you.
These are all reasons why Colin has chosen to protest. Colin initially sat during the anthem on August 14th and 20th of 2016, but received no media attention for it. It wasn't until August 26th when reporter Jennifer Lee Chan of Niners Nation tweeted a photo of him sitting down on the bench during the anthem. That is when media began to cover the topic. On August 28th, Colin expanded upon his reasoning for protesting during the national anthem by saying, quote, "I'm going to continue to stand with the people that are being oppressed. To me, this is something that has to change. When I feel that there is significant change and I feel that the flag represents what it's supposed to represent and this country is representing people in the way that it's supposed to, I'll stand. This stand wasn't for me. This is because I'm seeing things happen to people that don't have a voice, people that don't have a platform to talk and have their voices heard and affect change. So I'm in the position where I can do that, and I'm going to do that for the people that can't." On September 1st of 2016, Colin Kaepernick knelt along with teammate Eric Reed. Colin decided to kneel, as opposed to sitting, to reconstruct the protest in a way that would not be offensive to many. He said that he did this because he wanted to express that he was not anti-America or anti-military and that he loved our men and women in service. However, he still wanted to get across his point to be conveyed to the rest of America that these issues are something that need to have light shed upon them. As can be seen in some of the following examples, this was met by media outrage by both fans of the NFL as well as certain media outlets. An example of some of the media outlet coverage can be seen in the following video.
Japan. It is my contention, and I could be wrong, that Colin Kaepernick does not understand the big picture of his country. I'll be very interested to see these so-called policy suggestions that he comes out with. And I'll take them seriously. I mean, I'll look at them. But if I were sitting with Colin Kaepernick right now, outnumbered, all right, and you had to bet on who was going to win the debate about patriotism in America, who are you going to put your money down on, all right? And here's the problem with Kaepernick. When you put yourself in a position to criticize and disrespect, which is exactly what he did, the national anthem and your flag on 9/11, on that day, then you better have a pretty damn good reason why you're doing it. Now, if he's going to fall back on that some black people have been killed by police, fine, that happens. It happens, and it should not happen. all right, and it should be investigated. But it happens very, very seldomly, all right? All the stats, all the studies show that. All right, so the stats are we're not a nation engaged in an act of trying to put down African Americans. That's not happening. So if you have a beef, an individual beef, I want to hear it.
So, Bill, don't you think that's broad to presume that he doesn't understand the nobility of America when, you know, certainly many people would agree that it's very American to protest, and it's a part of our
There's a difference
freedom
between
and
a
our liberties.
protest and a disrespectful protest. All right? There's a difference, and everybody should know that.
There were plenty of other Americans who shared virtually the same view as Bill O'Reilly did. In order to further gauge that side of the spectrum, I decided to interview somebody who was offended by the protest during the national anthem. When asked what was your initial reaction when you saw Colin Kaepernick's protest, he responded saying, quote, "I was kind of pissed. I didn't understand it. It just came off as very un-American and not the right thing to do. I just thought, I don't know why he's doing it. Because he's associated with bad things, this can't be good. Truthfully, I was appalled and disgusted." When further asked what exactly about these protests bothers you, he responded saying, "The idea of kneeling during the national anthem. It's a thing in our country that you show respect for your country and for your flag. Not standing is something that nobody has ever done and shouldn't be done. Taking off your hat is something you should do if willing and able. So is standing for the flag." When also asked what do you believe would be a better alternative form of protest, he responded saying any other time but during the national anthem. As a multi-million-dollar athlete, there is a multitude of platforms you could use. Doing it during a time where people believe you should be respectful isn't a place to do it. During interviews would be better because you're not offending anybody. Malcolm Jenkins has managed to do this the right way. He's brought it up at times for him to speak as well as does his charity work. I don't see him raising his fist as an issue, locking arms neither. At the end of the day, respect should be shown to those who serve our country. As we can see, the common theme amongst those who disagree with Kaepernick as well as the other NFL players kneeling during the anthem is that it is disrespectful towards the flag and those who have died for it. However, what these people don't know or perhaps have neglected to research is that the flag is quote-unquote disrespected every day, and kneeling is not one of those forms of disrespect. For example, according to the U.S. Flag Code, Title IV, Chapter 1, Section 8, Article J, states, and I quote, "No part of the flag should ever be used as a costume or athletic uniform." Title IV, Chapter 1, Section 8, Article C also states that the flag should never be carried flat or horizontally, but always aloft and free. Title IV, Chapter 1, Section 8, Article D also states that the flag should never be used as any wearing apparel, bedding, or drapery. But nowhere in the flag code does it ever state that kneeling is a sign of disrespect. In actuality, the U.S. Flag Code Title IV, Chapter 1 is entirely dedicated to forms of disrespect towards the flag, and kneeling is not one of them. In fact, kneeling is commonly done during NFL games as a sign of respect for injured players. So why all the outrage towards those who are peacefully protesting social injustice? Perhaps it is how the media has shaped the issue. Even articles that are written on the side of Kaepernick and the NFL players' stance, they have shaped the entirety of the protest incorrectly. They read players protest national anthem, when they aren't protesting the national anthem at all. They're protesting the fact that what America supposedly stands for is not inherited by all. There are people who face racial discrimination every day of their lives. While respect should be shown to those who serve and protect us, we must understand that they are human as well, and subject to human errors as well as flaws. Police officers should be respected, but not every single police officer is completely free of discrimination. I asked a friend of mine who lives in an economically underdeveloped part of northern Philadelphia what his thoughts were on police. He responded saying, "Around here, we try not to interact with police. They're supposed to be seen as good and the ones who protect us, but when you see them harassing people who look like me every day, how can you see them as the good guys? I'm not even talking about the stuff you see on the news every day of unarmed and innocent black men being shot for no reason. I'm talking about things I've seen with my own two eyes. Police officers stopping and frisking my friends with no probable cause, officers following you without any reason. I've even been stopped by police and questioned about a crime that I not only had nothing to do with, but when read the description of the assailant, I didn't fit the description at all. I don't know how we're supposed to look up to people like that. While some do get to speak on their interactions and experiences as it pertains to these issues, for others it might be their last experience. In the beginning of the video, we showed helicopter footage of a suspect being called a bad dude before being fatally shot by Officer Betty Shelby, who later received no charges for the shooting. While Terrence Crutcher cannot speak from here on out, the voices that can be heard are those of his family.
You all want to know who that big bad dude was? That big bad dude was my twin brother. That big bad dude was a father. That big bad dude was a son. That big bad dude was enrolled at Tulsa Community College.
It is unfortunate that acts such as these are what causes attention to be brought towards these issues, but all is not for naught. The NFL has pledged to donate $89 million to criminal justice reform as well as law enforcement and community relations causes. Colin Kaepernick went on to receive GQ's Citizen of the Year award for all of his efforts towards social injustice and bringing light towards this issue. He also won the Sports Illustrated Muhammad Ali Award. I would like to end this video by leaving you with his powerful acceptance speech.
I accept this award not for myself, but on behalf of the people. Because if it were not for my love for the people, I would not have protested. And if it was not for the support from the people, I would not be on this stage today. With or without the NFL's platform, I will continue to work for the people, because my platform is the people.